Hello there! I've heard all about you. So glad to finally meet you face to face. I'm Trudy, the mayor of Sandrock. I'm sorry. I've been off on official mayoral business. Someone needs to try to control the growth of the Eufaula Desert to preserve our town, and that someone may as well be me. Not everyone seems to have faith in the methods I'm using, though. Anyway, I just wanted to come by and introduce myself, since I just got back in town. We don't get a lot of new folks, so I'm mighty glad you're here. I'd also like to extend an invitation to the next fireside on Sunday. We've got a lot to talk about. No doubt you've heard about what Logan's done. You seem to be adjusting quite well to Sandrock, and we're happy to have you. See you around! Oh, commissions? I hadn't checked on any of that yet. I'll have Matilda in the church fill me in right away and get back to you. Actually, there is one small thing I guess I could use help with. Although I'm sure you're very busy. You don't need to trouble yourself too much with this, but I do need a new desk at City Hall. It seems Matilda took a liking to my old one and made off with it. I'm sure she'd give it back if I asked, but perhaps it would just be easier if we both had nice desks, don't you think? So if you do get time, it would be quite nice of you to help me with this minor thing. Thanks.
Are you working? Goodness. I want whatever it is you're putting in your coffee. You're just like my sister, always putting in hours like an Ataran banker. Speaking of my dear sister, I was planning on taking her out on a picnic soon, to help her relax a bit. As I said, she's really been burning the candle at both ends lately. Why don't you join us? Great! It's like we say in Sandrock. A bicycle can always use a third wheel. Now, before we arrange a time, certain preparations must first be made. My sister is quite easily annoyed. Trust me. Which means we'll have to be careful to make this practically perfect in every way. For a proper picnic, of course, a basket of the picnic variety must be provided. Furthermore, said picnic basket must have picnic refreshments within. However, for now, I have none of these. What to do? Whatever shall I do? Wonderful! I'd imagine with those amazing crafting skills of yours, you'll be able to make us a basket the envy of picnickers across the land. Meanwhile, I can head over to the Blue Moon and get us a good deal on the delectables. Owen owes me a couple of favors. Here you are, one recipe for a picnic basket. See? I did think this through somewhat. Once you're done, let's just go meet at the ceramic gate and pick a mirror up. Oh, and let's try to get out in the next couple of days. I'm worried the Sam swords might be picking up again. See you soon. Hey, have you talked to Fang yet? He's still kinda mad, but he doesn't hate us, which means our plan worked. All it took was for it to backfire completely. See? I knew it was a good plan!
I told you that trinket was a lucky charm. No matter what happens, it will always find its way home. I'm sure you played your part too.
Thank you. I've got lots of things to do, so I'd better get started.
Amira, my dear, dear sister. Come now, you said...
I know what I said, Arvio. This order has an exorbitant fee attached to it, and must be completed immediately. I'm surprised I have to explain there are things more important than picnicking.
You've been working past sundown like this for days now. When does it end? Look who's here. We prepared everything for this picnic together. Come out and take a break. You'll thank yourself. And me later.
Good. You prepared it together. You can go together. You won't be needing me. Now, if you please, I must return to my work.
Won't be We did this for you, not for ourselves. I invited the builder because I knew they'd make this event that much more special. I know you're older than me, but I'm your brother. It can't always be you taking care of me, you know?
I'm aware, Arvio. It is not my intention to question that. I'm sure you'll get a chance to take care of me. Soon. Just not today. So, if you please...
Tell us about the order. What more do you have to do?
It's for Pablo's friend in Atara. He's working on a display for a flower festival, and wants his booth to stand out. The main pieces are finished. Now I just have about 10 or so more standard urns for the more common plants.
10 standard urns? They want to custom make and ship standard urns all the way to Atara?
My craftsmanship is esteemed.
My sister, know that my love for you is great and my respect for your talents is never ending. But an urn is an urn. This is a matter of quantity over quality. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
You really mustn't bother yourselves with this.
I'm afraid we really must. It's as they say back home. 3 heads are more than none. If you and I help out, we can finish this task in no time. And our lovely Rose here won't be forced to wither away. And instead, join us in the coruscating sunshine. What do you say? Alright, our hands are your hands, Anne. So come on, let us help.
It seems there's no stopping you two. Alright. I believe it is as you say. With more hands, I can get ahead on this order. And as such, I might be willing to take the day off tomorrow.
Woohoo!
However, you must follow my instructions carefully. Simple or not, everything that comes from my shop has my name on it. Despite your good intentions, I won't have my reputation dragged through the mud. Understood?
Dear sister, the only thing getting dragged through the mud today is... clay! Ah, that makes how many? 10? 12? Ow, I'm really sore up here.
We should let them dry for now. I must say, I'm impressed. You took to the wheel like an old hand.
Hey, don't forget about me. My hand is old too.
Of course. Thank you too, Arvio. This was your idea in the first place, wasn't it? Now, I suppose I must be true to my word.
Aha!
And ask of you, is everything set for the picnic tomorrow?
Of course. Would you look at this fabulous basket the builder brought? I've made the order at the Blue Moon. I'll just pick everything up on my way over tomorrow morning. Shall we say, around 9 a.m.?
That sounds delightful. I look forward to seeing you too.
Don't be late. See you!
What the? What are you doing?
Thank you.
Hey, I thought the whole point of dragging you out here was getting you to relax, so relax.
A book and quiet. I am relaxing. Or, at least I was.
Don't be like that. You're going to wreck your posture. Half the time hunched over a book, the other half a pottery wheel. Before you know it, you're gonna look like you're pushing 90. This, of course, is the only way to properly relax with a book. The sun, it burns. I'm melting. Save me. So now that you're out, you're having fun, aren't you? You know it's not easy convincing you, don't you?
Indeed.
You see, this is what you get when you win an argument with my sister. Hours of back-breaking labor, followed by terse acknowledgement at best. Which is all completely worthwhile. In any case, I think this all proves that I ought to be listened to once in a while.
To constructive advice, brother. Of course. I'm all ears. But do remember that we didn't leave the harshness of Sandrock just to lie around here with books on our faces.
I pray that you stink no more at that place. My heart can hardly handle its very mention. Have you ever been to Sandrock? Well, to travel, sure. But I wouldn't dream of trying to ever work there as a builder. There's not much that needs building, and hardly any ruins of value to dive in. Our home is on a plateau, and a visit, one could enjoy the scenery, but when the holidays are over, the tourists go home, and locals like us are left to bake in a kiln. I had to work in a crawlery all day, and then I didn't have a cool boss like Rocky. One can only bear so much humiliation for daily bread. Finally, I just quit. And shortly after, Amira and I made the journey here to Sandrock. This place has its faults, but one mustn't forget to see the trees with the forest. I might not be so impartial, but I've never enjoyed such freedom as being my own boss here in Sandrock. And it's all because you brought me here and helped me get started, Am. I won't forget your kindness.
We're family. Besides, you have also been a great help to me. The true kindness is that of our parents. They gave up everything to send us here.
Don't you worry. Pretty soon my shop is going to be raking it in. I'll take care of Ma and Pa. You just enjoy life.
Confidence is one thing, brother. But perhaps you should wait to boast till after you've a little more to show for yourself.
Wow. I've never had anyone rooting for me before. Hold on. What's this pressure I'm feeling? I'll work twice as hard to live up to your expectations.
Indeed. Follow through on such words. Do not take other supports for granted. Don't get cocky, Arvio. Need I remind you of the cash crunch incident involving your supplier not long ago?
Oh, come on, Am. That's so last year. Let's live in the present. Have you tasted the food? That Owen. What a genius. You need to get the recipe.
Oh, brother.
What?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep. Welcome, one and all, to the world-famous Sandrock's own running of the Yakmals. A shout out to City Hall for inviting me here today. Now, I'll bet some of you are wondering, why the heck do we all get together every year to try to bump Yakmals into each other anyhow? It is with great esteem that I shall now honor an age-old tradition and regale y'all with the tale that started it all, the Shonash Clash. Many years ago, the great-grandparents of our very own ranch couple, Cooper and Mabel, were traveling yak-back through the Eufaula, delivering various supplies up and down to the earliest settlers, long before the railways were ever built. Back then, the only road was through a narrow part of the North Shonash Canyon. And one day, these two yak boys were passing through from both ends at the same time. They ran into each other halfway through, their carts in tow, each blocking the other's path. One called out, "You back out so I can get through!" And the other replied, "No, you back out so I can get through. I'm more than halfway through the pass. You back out." "No, you ain't. That's 1/3 and 1/4 at best. You back out." This back and forth went on for hours, and pretty soon other travelers showed up and were understandably peeved at the situation. Funny thing about it all is this narrowest part of the pass was no more than 30 meters long. They could have all been out there in a couple of minutes. But no, both of those fellas were too stubborn to back down. Soon enough, push came to shove. Literally. Other folks on Yakback started bumping into our two antagonists, front and back, till it was just bumper yak bedlam. In the craziness of it all, carts were knocked over, packs were cut open, food and other supplies were getting tossed all out on the ground. Before too long, everyone came to their senses. One person started to laugh, then another, and pretty soon they were all tumbling off their mounts, howling over the absurdity of it all. Here, I'm afraid, is where it gets dark. When they all looked around, they noticed that the two fellas who started this whole debacle were both dead as doornails, both of them with their hands wrung out around each other's neck. In all the chaos, it seemed those two boys really never had let their bad blood quit boiling. The rest of them folks, they all picked up their supplies. It had gotten late. They camped out there at the pass and cooked up all the food that had fallen off the mule yaks and carts and such, conversing all about what had happened. Word spread and, well, here we are, all these years later, still commemorating the event. So all y'all I invite you to partake in the festivities. Hop on a yak mill, bump into your best friend, and, try not to take it too personal if you get bumped yourself. With all that being said, I hereby declare the Sandrock annual running of the Yak Mill Festival begun!
I don't know, man. Of course we gotta respect our ancestors. But I don't think you should be proud of your grandpappy and your wife's grandpappy mutually ending one another over a traffic incident.
Hogwash! My grandpappy is a stark example of what true gumption looks like. In the face of adversity, he never gave up, a true rancher to the end.
Huh? Like heck he was! Cooper, I'm sick of sounding like a broken record every time this here festival rolls around. Disavow the sins of your ancestors right now, else I ain't cooking supper.
Well, sweetie pie, darling, dumpling, I suppose, from a certain perspective, one might make that argument.
Don't you try to middle ground me. Disavow.
But...
No buts.
All right. Killing and dying over a traffic altercation was objectively imbecilic.
That's better.
Y'all are something else.
This'll do it. Now I've got everything I need to start making the sand walls. You and Mian are at the top of the list. And as promised, you two are getting the hookups for a decent price. Just head over to my catalog at Construction Junction when you get a minute to start the process. It's on the page titled Sand Wall.
A painting? For the church. Darling, I'm afraid I must respectfully decline. My art is suitable for museums, gallerias, and possibly poetry jam coffee shops if they're chic enough. I can hardly think of a place less hip than the church, I'm afraid. Perhaps the lovely Amira would be up to your task.
This sermon is off the rails.
Have you finished the fragrant welcome? A mural that size will take some time. And that's not something I have a lot of. Still, since you'll be putting aside your work to make the frame, perhaps I can do the same. It's a tough job, though, and with things being tight lately, I'm afraid I can't offer a sizable discount. So it will be 1,000 goals for the mural. Would that work for your budget? Wonderful. I'll get started right away. I'll send it to you when I'm done.
If more people followed the light without question, we wouldn't be in this mess.
I'm Pastor Burgess, and I'm here to say I can serve water
Get to the part where trains are invented.
Just that simple.
Aye. Farewell.
Your sand wall's good to go. Set it up myself. And now we play the waiting for a sandstorm game. By the way, sandwall's not the only thing I can fix you up with. Take another look at that catalog of mine, and we can set you up with a whole mess of artificial enhancements, ranging from the practical to those just pleasing to the eye. I'll be on deck.
Well, look who it is. I've really missed you. Let me see. All right, you seem fine. That's a start. Have the sand bandits been caught yet? Were you scared back then? I mean, I think I would have been. I hope so. You know, if you're scared, you can tell me. I won't tease you too much. But seriously, if you need to talk about it, I'm here for you. What's taking them so long? Is this Logan guy really as nefarious and cunning as the papers say? I hope he gets caught soon. Phew, but it's great that you're all right. You don't know how relieved I am to see your face. And oh, look, I brought you a whole bunch of stuff. But take me to the famous Blue Moon Saloon first. I'm dying to try all that sand food. I'm absolutely starving. We can catch up while eating. I have so much to tell you.
Hey there. Bye.
Ooh, so this is Yakmel milk. I thought it would be gross, but it's actually deliciously good. Huh. It's kind of crazy. The first time I travel outside of Highwind, and it's to Sandrock of all places. After you left, I often find myself wondering about you. How your work is going, how you're dealing with the sandstorms, if you're happy, and so on. In my mind, I kind of built you up as this hero, coming to save Sandrock. Silly, isn't it? Hey, don't laugh! I'm serious! I subscribe to the Tumbleweed Standard, and I keep seeing your name pop up. You fixed the moisture farm, beat the googlies, or whatever they're called, and even rebuilt a bridge. It's amazing. Your ma couldn't believe it. She kept saying, "Really? Our child?" Your pa even joked that there must be someone with the same name as you here. But they're really proud of you. They're just not used to us doing grown-up stuff, I guess. You've always been kind of foolhardy, though. Always running into things before thinking. So I guess it kind of makes sense for them to feel that way, right? When you talk like that, it makes you sound so mature. You've really changed, you know. I mean, you're still you, but there's this air of reliability now. I guess I can't call you the idol master anymore. Maybe when I finish school, I should also go somewhere else and expand my horizon. But, I don't know. I tend to get lonely by myself. Oh, us? You're already becoming a Sandrocker. Now you're all pistols and howdies, right? Look, I'm only staying in Sandrock for 3 days. Then I have to go back and take an exam. I have a little request, though. Can you show me around town? I'd really appreciate the company. Oh, by the way, now that I'm finally here, anything you want to ask me? They're doing really well. You don't have to worry. When I'm around, they talk about you and Sandrock all the time. They kept wondering if you're making any new friends or getting enough sleep or eating enough. I think they really miss you. Speaking of, your ma wrote a letter. You haven't gotten it yet? Wow, I really got here that fast. My studies are going really well, actually. I'm working like crazy to keep my grades up, though. Hey, are you growing any crops? I almost forgot that you're doing desert planting, right? It's so interesting. It uses completely unorthodox techniques. That's kind of what I'm studying at the moment. Unconventional farming methods. Professor Law, my master, is a lead researcher on these methods. Like, how can you increase yield and growth under the same conditions? Or even bringing crops back to life. But, his methods are still under development, so I'm bound to secrecy. Which reminds me, where is the moisture farm in Sandrock? I've heard a great many things about it, so I'm curious. If you're free tomorrow, could you go with me to take a look? Please, pretty please, with an apple cherry on top. Oh, so I have one more question to ask. I finally get to gossip with you. Are you in love? Anyone you met in Sandrock that you like? Or maybe someone likes you? Huh? Hey, don't tease me like that. Is it hot in here? Oh, we got so caught up in talking, I completely forgot to give you your presents. Besides what your parents brought you, I brought you a couple as well. All right, I think we've talked enough already. Let's eat up. I think I'm gonna hit the hay a little early tonight. All right, you go do your builder stuff. I'm gonna get some rest.
Uh-huh. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep.
Work, Builder. I knew the church could rely on you. I do appreciate the effort, make no mistake, but were I minister, we would not have spent our scant resources on such a project. But I am not. Thank you, Builder. I'm glad you see my vision of the light. We both studied in Mayday. We've known each other for a long time. She's always been bright-eyed and idealistic, seeing the good in everyone. The ministry adores students such as her. I, on the other hand, have held tightly to the texts and the studies into the age of corruption. We need to learn well from the demise of the old world. When I was sent to Sandrock, the temple was just another building. The citizens paid no real heed to the teachings and had lost their way. They watched my servants skeptically, unaware they were repeating the sins of their forefathers. Others believe they are devout, but I can see the corruption inside them. They always did everything the way they wanted, not the right way. Do they not see, by flaunting the rules left and right, we're blindly stumbling into another Armageddon? I tried to warn them, to open their eyes. I only aim to do what's best for my flock. The spirits of the people need guidance away from their disorderly ways. Let us place this work upon the temple walls. A spectacular piece of art. If only its purpose were not so incompatible with my beliefs. To cover up the day of calamity. Are we to forget our history? Sandrock has its problems, but is not the most core of our beliefs to never forget the day of calamity? Nevertheless, these decisions are not mine to make anymore. I was here for a short while before Mady sent Matilda. As soon as she arrived, we received word that she would be taking the role of minister. I presume her interpretation of the Light Scripture was more fitting for the people of this town. I'm not one to question the Church's orders, so I graciously accepted my subservient role. So you see it the same as me. The people here need guidance. It was the lack of guidance that let the population go astray during the age of corruption. I worry the minister is too lenient with the citizens of this town. She seems to believe the people here want to follow the light, but only a select few profess and show their belief in an appropriately fundamental manner. Anyway, thank you, Builder. I appreciate your dedication. Every act you perform for our city helps to spread Telesis in these lands and beyond.
So long, partner.
I just got a fresh shipment of Yakmal milk from the Wandering Y. Try a glass sometime. I think you'll find it as delicious as it is nutritious. So long, partner.
This photo, huh? This one takes me back. We couldn't be much older than 20 in this photo. This is not long after we met at the Oasis. She was running her hotel, and I was a gardener with no real purpose. We met when I was just passing through, and I was instantly struck by her passion. She told me about her dream to share Sandrock's beauty with the world. How strange that those fiery eyes, full of passion, would soon instead be full of tears, and all because her dream came true. Indeed, she shared her oasis with the world, but the world did not return the same kindness. Nothing gold can stay. Time, regrettably, marches on in only one direction. Perhaps Sandrock was destined to be used up. I tried my best to turn back time in the desert. I was but one man, and my quest was folly. She looked so happy in this photo. I'd almost forgotten about that look of hers. If only I'd stopped her that day, when she went to check on the straw grid. Oh, sorry, I've kept you too long, haven't I? Young one, thank you for bringing this to me. It feels good to share these old stories with someone who will hear them. Please stop by if you find any more of my photos. Oh, this old thing. Many people forget that Zeke was the minister of our town for a while. Back in '78, a lot of folks were leaving. That was the year Martel didn't come back from one of her excursions. Without her around, well... Those close to Zeke now know that he can be a truly inspiring person. So those few of us left, myself included, asked him to step up and try to be the voice that we needed to keep spirits up in Sandrock. Of course, we knew Zeke's soft-spoken nature might not translate well to the stage, but, well, we'd hoped he could find his voice in time. That never happened. He gave it his all. It was moving as a father to see him trying so hard, but at the end of the day, he was a fish out of quicksand. Each of his sermons floundered to roughly the same extent, showing no signs of improvement. Life is like biocrust, he'd say. The issue there within being, no one really knows what biocrust is. He didn't want to give up, but it wasn't his decision. People stopped coming to his sermons, and when Miguel came, he didn't even know he was replacing anyone. It was for the best. I'd like to think now that Zeke is inspiring people in other ways. All the efforts he's put into understanding this desert of ours, his achievements are finally visible, thanks in no small part to people like yourself. Now there are those who would seek him out for his insights. Funny how to have his voice heard, it helped to step off the stage. I thank you for bringing this to me. I'll just keep this one in the back. Zeke has a lot on his mind these days.
Good evening, everyone. And would you look who I've brought with me today? Our very own Mayor Trudy, back from her arduous journey through the desert. Let's give her that warm Sandrock welcome she's surely been missing.
Thank you, everyone. It's nice to be back. And look at what all sprung up since I've been gone. The new bridge, the reinforced water tower. Oh, truly amazing. As I return to my post, I hope to continue to pave the way forward to a better Sandrock.
Well put, Trudy. Now you must tell us, what of your trip to the desert? What about all those experimental seeds you took with you? Surely there must be the beginnings of a new oasis out there now.
Well, I hadn't really prepared anything on that particular subject. I think you can go ahead with whatever you plan to share today.
Pish-posh, old girl. We've all been so worried for you, and so looking forward to hearing about all you've accomplished. Please don't trifle yourself with any formalities. Just speak freely on the subject.
Well, if you insist. The seeds I brought out this time, they didn't survive, once again. However...
Don't be down on yourself, Trudy. Even the cleverest cook can't cook a meal without the right ingredients. More so, the cleverest gardener couldn't grow weeds without water. These are simply the facts of our situation.
Perhaps I really need to start considering importing produce from Portia.
You said you was gonna plant us a whole mess of trees out there and stop them sandstorms. You can't even grow yourself a green bean. Oh man, this is bad. Are we like doomed or something?
Now hold on, y'all. Surely that ain't all. I believe Trudy still had more to say before being so rudely interrupted. Trudy, please, continue.
Well, in the midst of my travels, I was able to collect and label a great number of soils and plants that should be beneficial to Zeke's research. Yeah, no need to cheer. That's about it. I'm sorry.
Man, all this time out, and you want to act like a bunch of dirt is gonna help us? I ain't never learned nothing from dirt, except not to eat it. Heck, I got plenty of dirt down at the farm. If you asked nicely, I would have gladly lent you some.
Cooper, soils around here got different nutrients in them. If I can just...
Oh, phooey! My dirt's just as nutritious as it gets. What with all that fertilization influence of the Yakmel and whatnot? It's a regular plant buffet over there. All you can eat.
Hey, come on, guys. Let's look on the bright side. At least our mayor returned to us, safe and sound.
Look, if the so-called road to a green desert ends up going nowhere, then we'll build a road somewhere else, right? Just 'cause one idea didn't work doesn't mean we're never going to figure this out.
Apologies if this has been asked already, but plants don't grow in sand, right? Asking for a friend.
All right, simmer down, y'all. I'm sure something will come of Trudy's selfless work. Let's call it here for now. For any official town business, please direct your questions to the mayor from now on. Conserve water and,
Oh, I've never seen you around. Did you come here to see good old Yan?
Are you Mr. Yan, the builder's boss?
It's actually President Yan. But yes, you're not wrong. So, you're the builder's friend? Good, good. Are you by chance interested in becoming a builder here? It's fun, it's enriching, and you could get to work with a friend. I might even be able to move some numbers around and squeeze out a budget for an extra workshop. So, what do you say? Why don't you and I go inside for a little powwow?
Hey, look who I found. It's President Yan. He even suggested I try out as a builder.
Well, it's always a pleasure to show off my commerce guild, especially to such a beautiful young lady.
Thank you very much.
Builder, why are you shouting? We at the Commerce Guild are the epitome of etiquette. What am I gonna do, scam her? Don't be absurd. When you and Mian arrived in Sandrock, didn't I welcome you like a warm summer breeze?
If President Yan is being this friendly, who am I to refuse?
A devil! A devil, I say!
What's wrong? President Yan, why are you crying? I thought we had such an enlightening conversation.
Don't let me see this girl again! Builder, you just keep her away from me!
Well, that was certainly a fun conversation. For me. Were you worried about me just now? It's fine. I can handle myself. Now, I'm gonna go explore a little more. See you later! Morning! Ooh, I slept so well at the Blue Moon. I had a really great dream, too. Decided to come pick you up myself this morning. Feels like when we were kids, and I'd come get you for school. Hey, let me see your workshop. What's it like? Not bad, not bad. Did you build these machines yourself? And wow, that assembly station is way bigger than the one you had back home. Hey, I have an idea. You've been away so long, everyone's forgotten what you look like already. Let's take a photo together to show the folks in Highwind. Yeah! Alright, don't pull any stupid faces though, okay? I want to keep it with me. Let's do a cool pose. Say cheese! Not bad. It's actually a pretty good shot. When I get back, I'll show it to your parents. I'm sure they'll be proud to see your workshop. All right, I'm gonna tell you our plan for today, okay? That way you won't get worried when you can't find me. I'm visiting the moisture farm later. You know, it's actually really famous. Professor Law has even mentioned it in class before. I think I might be able to learn a thing or two. If you're not busy, maybe you can come with me? All right. I'm gonna head over there now. When you're done with your busy work, come find me, okay? I want to show you all the cool botany stuff I've learned at school.
That's enough, Mr. RVO, was it? Remind me, whose shop is this again?
Sorry, am I overstepping yet? I just feel there really must be a way for the two of you to work together. Mr. Mysterious, perhaps you just hadn't noticed this particular part yet. It's got a lot of potential. Surely this one is mysterious enough to add to your stock.
Please, call me the Mysterious Man. Mr. Mysterious was my father's moniker.
But on the subject of mysteriousness, I'm afraid this pot could hardly be called mysterious enough for one such as myself. It's, at best, quizzical.
It has never been my intention to have my work be confined to a singular aesthetic, much less a single word. If my wares are of no interest to you, then I believe we are done here. I have other orders to attend to.
You think I don't know what I'm talking about? You know, people don't come to this shop for the quality of the goods, right? You do know why they come, don't you?
How dare you? Have you no sense of dignity?
Hey, don't take it personally. Look, I've been around. I've seen the best. If I brought my guys from Walnut Groove in here to see this dull junk you're peddling, they'd laugh their butts off at the mere notion that you're anything but an amateur. And what is that kiln you've got back there? Looks like it's from the Stone Age.
Hey! That's my sister's livelihood you're talking about there, pal!
Quiet, Javio. Indeed, I use a traditional kiln. Glazing requires a kiln with more advanced temperature controls.
So, you know all about it. What's your excuse then? Old ways are best?
No, money. And besides, though a traveler as yourself may have encountered such things, the more advanced kilns are rare, and their construction is still a well-guarded secret by masters within the ceramics community.
Well, if you're a true artist, go and seek one of these masters out. Get off of your high horse and beg if you must. Till then, I have no business being here, and you have no business acting as though I do.
Then you get one for me.
Why would I do that?
You said seek a master. You're the so-called master of trade, who claims he can get any rare item from any rare place. Get me a new kiln, and I'll prove to you that my ceramics are as good as anyone's in whatever sky it is you speak of.
You think I'm really gonna lug a kiln halfway across the Free Cities, just so you can maybe feel better about yourself? Nah.
Get me a diagram, then. I'll have one built.
What's in it for me?
You.
Ah! You scared me! What? Were you just standing back there quietly? Waiting for a dramatic moment to enter the conversation? Sheesh!
We were just thinking about you. I'm going to need your help.
Hey! I didn't agree to do anything yet. Hold your horses. Yes, it would be good to gain a high-quality pottery connection in Sandrock. But if I'm gonna spend my time on something that isn't a sure thing, it ain't gonna be for free. It is as you say, Miss Amira. I am a master of trade. There is no item too rare for me to find. But such a service comes at a cost. 5,000 golds.
What? You're really not afraid of taking advantage, are you?
You think so? Nah, really. I'm taking it easy on you guys.
You know what? I actually happen to think grey, non-glazed pots are pretty neat all of a sudden. Perhaps we ought to forget about all of this price gauging and...
No, Avio. His price. It is fair. I shouldn't have gotten my hopes up.
Well, offers on the table. If you decide you want my help, I'll be staying at the Blue Moon for about 3 days. Come find me if you get the money. Or don't. Makes no difference to me.
Hammy! Amira, what should we do?
Be quiet. Can't hear myself think.
All our savings add up to around 3,000 goals. Maybe we could sell a few things, but... Are you really thinking of bankrupting us for our new kiln? Is it really going to be worth it? How do we know that mysterious man, if that even is his real name, isn't just blowing smoke up both our backsides? Wow, you do that for us? You're the real deal!
Arvio, please refrain from so flippantly putting us into debt.
Come on, Am. It's our friend. What else are we going to do anyway? Sell everything we've got in 3 days? Ask going for help? That guy has a crush on you, you know. Could get weird.
When you put it that way. Alright, we accept your generous offer.
5,000 goals! So you really want to do this, huh, Am?
Yes, trust me, Arvio. One of these temperature-controlling kilns will open doors for my shop, and probably be a lot of fun, too. Thank you. You will be repaid in full, very soon. Now, come, brother. Let us depart to the Blue Moon. Fetch the savings, if you would.
Ah, yes, the savings. Easy come, easy go.
Spicy bean paste, you say? Interesting. My dear builder friend, you want it for cooking? Let me guess. Mapo tofu? Well, I love it too. In order to learn to make it, I had to study the art of using the spicy bean paste. But alas, I didn't come from that direction. I went through the Ethian border with Duvos. I wish I had come directly from Barnarock, but it's a pity. I wish I had brought some extra, but I have none. Right now, I have but some of the ingredients necessary: broad bean seeds and spicy peppers. So, are you interested in buying the seeds and peppers? The other ingredients you need are common enough. If you're going to buy these, I'll teach you how to make it free of charge. Can't say I care for this weather. See ya.
Besides wheat, we also have pomato. Look, they're over there. In the beginning, we really struggled with sandhoppers. It took a few generations to breed something that could withstand them.
That really is a long process. We were also cultivating tomatoes in one of our experimental greenhouses last semester. I had the highest yield of tomatoes, but the potatoes it produced, it must have had something to do with the soil.
Hello. I was just talking to your friend here.
Ah, you're here! Mr. Zeke was just showing me around the moisture farm. He said you repaired the hydrogel. Oh, by the way, Mr. Zeke, Professor Law said that if you want to grow bigger and juicier tomatoes, you need to control the irrigation temperature. If the temperature gets too low, it's not conducive to proper absorption of nutrients.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Oh, and just call me Zeke.
I just remembered the little greenhouses you used to make me. I planted some banana berries there. They turned out delicious. So sweet. Ah, I'm sorry. My mind likes to jump around a lot. I just say what pops into my head. The builder used to call me Goldfish because of it.
I understand. It's nice to find someone with a similar love of botany.
What about you? Do you like planting here? All right, expert. Since you're so high and mighty, let's do a little test. First question. Which tool is necessary for planting in the desert? That's right. Next, what kind of produce can't be grown in the desert?
That's right. It's really hard to grow lettuce in Sandrock.
Lettuce and many other crops need sticky and moist soil. Although most of the free cities can grow them, it's a real struggle in Sandrock. But don't give up. I'm sure in the future, breakthroughs will be made, and we'll be enjoying Sandrock lettuce. Oh, I didn't trip you up at all. If I had known, I'd have prepared more difficult questions. You should see the questions on our tests. But if I'm honest, your answers kind of show that you really do care for your crops. I'm proud of you. Planting is actually a super interesting and deep study. Different plants need to be cared for in different ways. I still have a lot to learn myself. Oh, by the way, Mr. Zeke, I have something to ask you. These are the raspberry seeds cultivated by our school. The school heard I was coming to Sandrock and asked me to give these seeds to you. The teachers are curious about how these seeds will grow in a desert greenhouse. If it all goes well, maybe you'll be eating raspberries soon.
Thank you. I'll accept this on behalf of Sandrock. Let's grow this together. All right, that's all of them. Thank you for your seeds, Nia.
Thank you too, Zeke. I learned a lot today.
Now, you two take care. I need to go take care of some crops.
That was really great. I learned a lot. I need to go and write a report for school. Gosh, I have so many ideas right now. When I was hanging out with you, it really felt like I'd been here for years. If I'm honest, I kind of want to stay a little longer. No, of course not. Well, maybe a little. Well, thanks for coming with me today. I'm not gonna hold you up any longer. I'll see myself around town. I kind of want to see the sights. I'm leaving early tomorrow morning after all. Excuse me, are you Mr. Mort?
Huh. Mr. Mort was my father. Please, just call me Mort.
Mort? It's nice to meet you. Before I came here, I learned so much about you and Martle. You two are inspiring. Not only did you build a town in the desert, but you expanded the boundaries of human civilization. Even now, you're still fighting the sandstorms.
You sing my praises too highly, I fear. We were simply young and stumbled on a beautiful oasis. But times have changed since then. I fear it is no longer the town we once found.
Don't you worry, Mort. My friend will help rebuild this town, and in the future, loads of people are going to come.
Ha! I hope to see that day.
Hi! Mayor Trudy asked me to come get you. She has something she wants to talk to us about over at the moisture farm. Something related to what she found in the desert. Nobody seemed interested in Mayor Trudy's expedition at the fireside. But for some reason, what she said really stuck with me. Last night I had a dream that we turned a sand dune into a forest full of trees. That was kind of a weird tangent. Sorry. Anyway, let's head to the moisture farm.
Oh, good. Both builders are here.
Hi.
We were just discussing a particular sample. Let me just get them caught up for a moment. Well, Zeke and I have been trying different soil types out in the Eufaula to see if we can get plants to grow in that environment. To no avail so far, I might add. As I was coming home from this last expedition, I stopped at an old world wreckage to rest my feet. I'd never seen this wreckage before. It must have been uncovered by the last sandstorm. Weird thing was, the place had some type of algae everywhere. I couldn't go deeper since there was a damaged door that wouldn't budge. But I did manage to gather some algae samples. The point is, Zeke wants to know why the algae can survive in such a tough environment, so we need to go back there to figure it out. For that, I'll need your help, builders. We need to be able to open the broken hydraulic door to get inside.
What are you looking for in there?
Yes, Zeke. Care to elaborate?
Okay, yeah. This algae sample Trudy brought back has some very strange nutrients in them. I want to see the source. I've read before from an old world book of my pa's that there were biochemicals used to rejuvenate soil, but I've never figured them out. Maybe this is the key to the soil problem we've been trying to solve for the last 30 years. Do you want to go explore these ruins with us?
Cool! Count me in too!
My, what an adventurous pair of builders you two are. How lucky we are to have you. Though, I do have one small request. Can we all keep this under wraps for the time being? Which is to say, not make this Civil Corps business? If this, like, let's say, some of my other endeavors, doesn't go quite as planned, I just can't handle another event like that fireside.
Hey, even if this doesn't work, you're just trying your best.
I know. It's just...
No problem, Mayor. Your secret's safe with us.
Thank you all. Your support means a lot to me. Now, to get through the door, Heidi figured we'll need a level 3 pick hammer. And since we're not sure what's inside the ruin exactly, I'd like to order a few protective suits as well. If possible, I'd like to go as soon as we can, so I went ahead and got the protective suit diagram for you. I assume you can make the level 3 pick hammer at your work table? Well, there's 4 of us. We're going to need 4 protective suits. I think you two can make 2 each. Make it a bit easier for yourselves.
No problem here either.
Sounds good to me. Thank you, builders. Hi. So you came to see me off? 3 days went by way too quickly. But I need to go back and take care of my plants. You remember my neighbor raised a pig, right? When that pig gets hungry, it gets really hungry. So you can see why I'm worried. Hey, don't laugh. If that pig eats my graduate project, I'm not going to be able to graduate for another semester. Yeah, it's all packed. Don't worry. I went to where they sell it, the Wandering Y. Weird name for a ranch. The yak boy and his wife were really friendly. He sat me down and told me about his family history for what felt like eternity. Their cake is famous, though. You're sweet. Don't panic, dear. All right. There's no rush. We still have a little time. Let's chat for a bit.
Train to high wind, now departing. Train to high wind, now departing. Please gather your belongings and board the train.
That's me. I'll see you soon. Hey, when I'm graduated, I'll come see you again, okay? So don't miss me too much. You were right before. I really can't bear to leave you. Goodbye! Bye, Builder!
Hello. Uh-huh. Yep.
there. Uh-huh.
Howdy. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Hey, doing all right? So, how did our sand wall perform? Did it keep your house spick and span, sand-free, speckless even? Awesome. Glad to hear it. I had a theory that a flying sand type would be weak against walls. Well, in any case, this is still only a prototype. At some point, I'll look into improving my design and call it, I don't know, something along the lines of Sand Wall Level 2. Working title, working title. In any case, don't forget to always come in and check on my catalog over at the CJ, short for Construction Junction, and stay up to date on what kind of architectural additions you may be in the market for. Thanks for the feedback. Catch you later.
See ya!
Oh, man.
Goodbye.
Hello. Thank you.
How's it going? Thanks.
You know, if it were just Mason and his diligence-averse style of building, I'm not sure we'd have been able to be back on track in such a timely manner. Who knows what kinds of terrible things might have happened if we had nowhere to store our water. Oh well, no sense in imagining up scenarios to scare myself. I do plenty of that in my own free time. Thank you.
huh? Long time ago, I had 7 Alright, catch you next time.